On to the next speaker. I always believe that a person's character is being molded and shaped by all the experiences that one has gone through. This leader who is sharing next, I believe why she is so strong-willed is because of the experiences that she has gone through. She is like a diamond. A diamond does not start out polished, but with enough pressure and time, it becomes spectacular. And this leader is one that is not only polished, but one of the shiniest of them all. Here to share with us the topic, Reset to Relearn. Let's give a round of applause to invite Team Supreme Pegasus 2, Menchie Anne Misa.
Thank you to our dearest General Manager, James Chong, for the introduction. Good evening, my Rewi brothers and sisters. To be here as one of the speakers for our leadership training seminar, as one of the speakers alongside such powerful leaders, Rolando Panet and Rix Bungkalao. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, boss, Mr. Lim Boon Hong, James Chong, and Rewi International for this opportunity today. In the beginning, it has never crossed in my mind when I joined Rewi that I would aim to achieve any higher positions or be a speaker at one of the training seminars. Like many, it was because of the product, which was the reason that I became a member in Rewi. In 2016, I was diagnosed with breast cancer stage 4. This was a devastating hit to me, and all the different emotions came to me like a tsunami. I went into a state of depression to the point of giving up in life. Every day was a torture to me because it felt like I am a living, dead person. It felt as if I was breathing, but my life was already over. As a result, I was bedridden for 3 long months. It was a torture physically. If I said that it wasn't tough, I would be lying. What was equally affected was my mental state, my mindset. I began to feel like life was unfair, difficult, and full of sufferings. I began to feel fearful of death and what would be left for my children. These thoughts caused me to break down in tears every single day. I have been working in the laboratory as a medical technologist for 25 long years, but I have not been able to save enough money for the future of my children. Mentally, it was extremely tough, and I was negative every second of time, constantly worrying about what would happen to me tomorrow? Would I still wake up tomorrow? Constantly worrying about the future of my children. Will they be able to have a future that I have planned for them? 3 years down the road, as I think back, those suffering were part of my process to prepare me for success. Those pain that I have gone through developed my character and changed my perspective in life. It was a challenge that had to do with my own life and death. If I do not fight, I would not be standing here today speaking to you. If I had given up mentally, all this would not be possible. No matter how tough I describe it to be, you might not be able to grasp the full magnitude of pain and suffering unless you yourself had been through it before. Just imagine if you have a headache that keeps bothering you day and night, how would that feel? What I went through is probably 100 times worse than a simple headache. But it taught me something very important. which is crucial to success. Maybe through this, you might be able to understand much better. You see, success is something very personal. It is different for every single person. To some people, becoming a teacher is success. To others, becoming a priest or a monk is success. To someone else, success is becoming an engineer or a doctor. Or to some, becoming a millionaire is success. But to me, at that point in time, getting up on my feet was success. Recovering and becoming healthy again was success. And that journey towards my goal is a journey of success. In other words, if I start to do things that help me achieve what I set out to achieve, that is already considered success. Most people associate success with achieving a goal. And if they do not achieve it, then they consider it a failure. If that is the case, if failure keeps lingering at the back of my mind, it will be practically impossible to achieve success. As long as we step onto the journey of success, we plan ahead. Not only do we plan, but we also start executing our plans. That is already considered success. It doesn't mean that you must achieve a goal in order to become successful. However, we need to understand that this journey of success will never be a smooth sailing. It will always be full of uphills and downhills. We will come across many thunderstorms and typhoons. Boss always says, never expect a smooth sailing journey. Nothing will ever be a smooth sailing. No industry will ever have no problems. The only time there are no problems is when we stop doing, when we stop moving. Is there any point in life that there will not be any problems? Yes, that is the time we are 6 feet under the ground. That is when there will not be any problems you need to face. As long as we are breathing, we must always prepare ourselves to face it bravely. It is these ups and downs that make achieving what we set out to do more worthwhile, more exciting. It is the thunderstorms and typhoons that we face bravely that make us learn and grow along the way, to give us confidence once we overcome them and provide us answers when we face similar challenges. Don't shun from them. Don't run away from them, because I have learned a lot along the way and made me what I am today. That is why you often hear people describe Railway as a school, a learning institute. Every single day, every single event, every single leader has something that we can learn from and better ourselves. We have to always remember, it doesn't matter which phase of Railway you are in, whether you are here for 3 months, for 3 years, or 14 years, as long as we continue to empty our cups and learn. Definitely, success isn't far away from every one of us. One of the very first goals that I set out to achieve was my health goal. I am extremely thankful that I am today not only alive, but very much healthy, and I have a life, because I decided at that point in time to start consuming Portier. It was in 2016 when I started taking Portier. Once I started consuming, I have never stopped ever since. However, I did not immediately start doing the business that the day I bought Portier. Like many others, in Railway, I too started as a consumer. I was finding many means and ways to buy the product because financially I was broken. Upon understanding the Railway Network program, which is our marketing plan, I realized that it is possible, like what most leaders say, to consume the product for free. But today, I am not here to share the marketing plan. I will leave it to your uplines and the people who have brought you to this event. And like many others, including all the top leaders in Railway International, like David Yu, Andy Su, just to name a few, I didn't have much of a background in network marketing. We are just like a blank piece of paper, no knowledge on how to do this business. So I had to go through a lot of challenges along the way, just like many of you watching this. But we get to understand that in network marketing, the challenges and problems that often occur are more or less the same. Maybe it got to do with cross-lining, or maybe it has to do with price cutting. The different problems in this industry is more or less the same. After being in this business for 3 years, the problems that I face are no different from what my uplines might have faced before. Which is exactly the reason why we need to empty our cups. You see, Railway has been around for 14 years. If I say that it's been a long time, Railway has been around, well, not really. If I say that it is a short time that Railway has been around, 14 years isn't considered short, right? But we all can agree that these 14 years that Railway has been around, most definitely Railway and Railway leaders have faced countless challenges throughout the years to get them to the size that Railway is today. Which also means that it doesn't matter which phase of Railway you are in right now, whether you have joined Railway 1 month ago or you have been here for 3 years. The phase that you are right now, I guarantee that someone in Railway definitely has faced it before. And it is such a fortunate thing for us because we do not have to make the same mistakes they have made to learn something. Instead, we can take the easy way out to learn from their mistakes because they have already paid the price before. It is similar to a situation where someone has already hit their head on the wall very hard and they are bleeding. Then they advise you and tell you, "Hey, do not bang your head on the wall. It is very hard." If they had already advised you, would you go and bang your head against the wall? Of course not. All we have to do is empty our cups. You see, Railway has already come to a point where people from all walks of life are joining in. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what your profession is. You are eligible to join Railway. And we can see many different professionals starting to join us, from doctors to lawyers, from engineers, or to even someone like me, a medical technologist, from business owners to network marketers. And the first few months of venturing in this business, I met with many different problems. I had conflicts with my business partners, my top leaders. I get angry easily. I complain every time when circumstances are not in my favor. And I am not willing to follow all the advices from my uplines or even the new distributor's orientation. All because I was not willing to listen. I still had the attitude that I used to possess before I joined Railway. My mindset was just to come here and earn money and use my own means and ways to earn money. I had to pay a huge price to earn these valuable lessons when I actually could have learned it the easy way. Many different people will think that if you want to succeed in Railway, it is the same as outside. Or some business owners that I have worked with, they are so successful in traditional business, but they think that Railway is similar to their own business. But the sad truth is that I have seen people use similar methods that contributed to their success outside Railway, but still fail using the same methods. Reason is simple. It is only because in network marketing, it is entirely the different business model. And in Railway, the way that we do things, the events that we hold, the culture that Railway has, and the education that Railway provides is something that I can call our own. And it is evident that once I started to empty my cup, once I started to unlearn all of the things that I have learned before and relearn exactly how to succeed in Railway, is the time that I truly see difference in my group. When we change, the world changes with us. If we change to become a more hardworking person, definitely we will improve our income. When we become someone who is more sociable, more courteous to others, our social circle will expand and people will like to be around us. When we become more filial to our parents, to our children, our family will become closer and more loving as well. Similarly, when our mindset changes, our journey will become more meaningful and more fruitful as well. So, if you want to become successful in the way, change your mindset, empty your cups. I remember when I attended the leadership training seminar in Thailand, way back November 2019, when I heard boss shared that he emptied his bank account because it was the Chinese New Year period. The tradition of the Chinese is to give red packets during this period. So boss decided to give half to his father and half to his mother as a red packet for the Chinese New Year. I could not understand the rationale of why he did it because I have always thought that since it is hard-earned money, why give it all out and not keep anything for himself? It got me thinking, if it was me, that would not be what I would have done. I would have kept at least a portion for it, for myself. But boss did explain the rationale behind his actions. He said that to the Chinese, it is like a beginning to a new year, a new start. Looking back on every year, Railway was making continuous progress, expanding and become even bigger after each year. But boss did not want to let himself feel like he has already made it. He does not want to fall into the mental state where he feels that it is already comfortable. There are so many people who depend on Railway to make income. There are so many families that he feels he is responsible for. So he can never allow himself to feel like enough is enough, or even fall into the state where he feels like he doesn't have to put in as much effort as before. I cannot imagine what would be the state of Railway if he would have thought that way. So he decided to take such an extreme action to empty his bank account, and his goal was simple: fill that account up again. In order to fill it up, he cannot stop. He cannot stop fighting. He cannot stop moving. It hit me very hard because maybe I was way too comfortable in the spot that I was in. I was already a team elite pavo that time for almost a year. It constantly acted as a reminder at the back of my mind, pushing me on, motivating me. I realized that in Rayway, we can be even more successful than what we have imagined. We can achieve greater goals more than what we have set out to achieve. If we do not limit ourselves, as long as we do not limit what we can achieve. This doesn't not only apply to our financial goals, but it applies greatly to our personal growth as well. Before I start fighting for a certain position, I will always condition myself to finish the fight no matter what happens. With this mindset, I will jump over all the challenges of today. But the vision of tomorrow is clearly etched into my mind. I know what I want to achieve at the end of the day, and I will never let my old attitude and my mindset to hinder me from success. Surely, we can achieve a certain position or even attain a certain level of income in Rayway today. But it is very, very easy to revert back to our old selves and our old attitude once we do not feel the need to grow or once we start limiting ourselves. I call it chamba. Don't stop dreaming big. We come to Rayway to achieve big things. And if you are not prepared to achieve greater success, then Rayway is not suitable for you. But if you dare to dream, if you dare to set goals constantly, to achieve success here in Rayway is not impossible. It is not far away. Even though I am Team Supreme Pegasus 2, I feel like I have not even started yet. But I am very thankful to be able to have a team that has the same mindset as I do. I am thankful to be in a company that does not limit our growth, but always remind us to think bigger. I am thankful for the business development of Rayway International that never fails to fight alongside us to accelerate and grow. And I am very thankful that we have a general manager, James Chong, that never fails to provide me with sound advice, giving us countless opportunities and helping us leaders in the Philippines to motivate us and guide us. I have no more doubts that Rayway can provide all the need to become successful. I have fought for my life once, and again, I will fight for it because I am 100% committed to serve my family and to my extended family, my team in Rayway, with a heart full of love and courage. And because of them, I feel big. I feel like there is nothing that is limiting me. Therefore, I can achieve even bigger and greater things. I want to take this opportunity to commit to myself and to the whole of Rayway Philippines. We have only 3 months left for 2021. These last 3 months, we still have time to fight. We still have time to achieve what we have set for ourselves. I also want to challenge myself and the leaders of Rayway Philippines to set a goal for ourselves to achieve before this year ends. I will take the first step to commit myself. I will achieve Team Supreme Pegasus 4 at the end of this year. I hope this will be able to give you the confidence to set your goals as well and spearhead Philippines on the international level. Thank you and good evening.
Someone who has been through all that might not be able to handle all the different forms of stress and pressure. One might not even be able to be motivated enough to do something about it. But Menchie really proved things otherwise. After hearing her sharing, I believe what you are going through can never be tougher than what she has gone through. And if she can go through the toughest of challenges, no other challenges will pose a problem to her. It really made me feel very fortunate and let the problems that I'm facing become smaller than I think they are. It taught me one thing, to see what I have and not look at what I don't have. To appreciate things that I have, not things that I don't possess. Learn how to value and cherish these things that we have by making the fullest use of them. At least I have 2 hands, I can fight. At least I have my 2 legs, I can run faster, I can move faster. So thank you, Menchie, for your sharing.